Bona Fide friends? You know it is Wednesday, and we are on episode
23 on our Jordan.
Oh, I see what you did there.
We're on our bullshit.
Okay.
That's our Chicago bullshit.
Yes, we are. We sure are. So what do we have in store for our bullshit today?
Well, you know, it's another fun-filled Wednesday with a bunch
sweating.
of good topics. It is a little hot. The weather's finally starting to turn, and I don't mind it. But
It's like in the 70s in Illinois, and like your office gets so hot, like really quick. So
yeah, and cause, I mean, it's on the second floor, so it's like it's one of those things where it's always
that
the rooms
one
above
room
the house. It's always hot.
That gets either like really cold or really hot. It's fucking hot.
Hopefully we get some more sponsorships. Maybe we get like some kind of fan or some kind of like air blower. I mean, some type of.
I want the fan that like clips and like kind of blows like,
so then when
water
you do the
at you or whatever.
Oh, I thought you said something like you're sitting there, your hair's just flowing like it's like a.
Well, I mean that too, obviously. But then if I like get a little sprinkle of water here and then, my like face will be like glistening.
Glistening.
Yeah.
And then with the light, that'd just.
Yeah, with the ring light. Oh my god, with the ring light, my skin's gonna look on point.
Yeah, I can take the stills and I can do my own photos and the whole nine.
Stills, the screenshot.
Real quick, to those of you listeners, we forgot to mention to you guys to wish you guys you and your family happy Easter.
Yes, happy
Easter.
Easter. Aww.
It's crazy to see how every year it's different. This year the weather was really nice. And we have one kid on the verge of not having to hunt for eggs anymore versus one that's in the hunt for eggs.
Oh, excuse me. I have like really bad allergies right now, so it's very hard for me to pod right now. But the older one
to cover her face.
I know. We have one kid that's older, but he wants to hunt for the eggs because now he knows that we're hiding like dollar bills in there. So
I think once you're in high school, that shit's cut off. I think even by middle school, I wasn't hunting for eggs.
Oh, for sure, no.
That's like as him being a freshman, I was buying him an Easter basket. I mean, granted, you've always done baskets different. Now you're traditional, go to the store, get the big thing wrapped in plastic.
Obviously, because honestly, the stuff in there is shit. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like big and exciting, and I'm sure for the kids, it's like, oh my god, it looks amazing. And then you as a parent who like just spent, I don't know, like $30 on it, and there's like Dollar Tree shit in there that I could have fucking bought myself, and the whole made the whole entire basket for like $5.
And the thing was is that they price gouge the shit out of you too with those fucking baskets.
That's what I'm saying. Like the shit in there is garbage.
Yeah, it's like they theme it out dope. Like it'd be like the Hot Wheels Easter bag with like 2 Hot Wheels and then a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, awful stuff.
I'm glad.
Because I checked them out at Target and I was like, I'm gonna take the lazy mom route because that's like what I'm about lately. And I looked at it and I was like, I can't even do that. I can't because they'll be so excited to open these things. It's gonna look amazing. And of course they like fluff it up, because it's not.
Put all that extra. All that extra.
So it looks like a lot of stuff.
Strings. What is that? Not the.
Yeah. Like the Easter egg grass, like the fake grass. And then they open it, and then I just feel like their face is going to be like, oh, like that's it.
One thing I didn't see a lot when, combing the social medias and following and looking at some of our followers as well as people that we follow online, I didn't see a whole lot of egg painting going on. I'm not a fan of egg painting, just like I'm not a fan of digging inside a pumpkin.
We never have been. I feel like every attempt that we've made at it has been kind of like a fail. And so, like, we just haven't done it.
I mean, when it comes to, like, the whole egg situation, it's like, it's just nasty. It's weird. I mean, not that I have a hate of eggs at the level of our brother George from Come Smoke With Us. That guy hates eggs.
Yeah, he hates eggs. Oh my god, like with a passion. But I feel like there's different ways of painting eggs now. Like there's all these ways that people do them. It's not like traditional, like dunk it in the shit and like leave it there to dry. Like
put it in a little paper, mount it up. All that.
Yeah, I saw some girl post something where it was like in this little device. And it's spun for you. So basically you just held this little pen or whatever you want to color it and you hold it and the egg is spinning. And then that's it. And then you can make obviously different designs and stuff like that.
I mean,
but
the other thing,
it's just a lot of work. You have to boil them too. And then they sit there and then you want to sit there and like have them look pretty obviously. But then they sit there so long and you can't eat them then. So I know one year I got like wooden eggs from Target. And I was like, I'm going to do something really cool with this. And then the wooden eggs just sat there for like a year and I never did anything. So
I was wondering what those eggs were doing in that cabinet downstairs. And I was like, man, why the hell do we have wooden eggs? Legit. Now that you say that, it's like, and then my mind flashed back and I just put 2 and 2 together. And I'm like,
it's literally like mom feels.
I was like, you just like started?
Speaking of mom feel, which I feel like it wasn't really a mom feel, but you wanted to blame it on me.
Oh.
We're going to talk about the video that I posted, which I don't know if you guys have seen. Did you repost it on our page?
I believe so. Yeah, I also shared. I mean, there's 2 versions of it.
There's actually 3 versions of it. The original, the one that I posted with the oh no, and then the one that you posted that was like slow mo and the music. So, but it was really funny. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm gonna repost it again. But
if you want to laugh at little Eli's expense,
yeah, it was. I want to say it was a mom fail, but it really wasn't my fault.
The reason why you're saying it's a fail is because of the leading up to it, what happened. So for those of you guys who didn't watch the video, Eli ended up tripping, falling, rolling almost down all the way to the hill.
So this is what happened. He was like, I'm going to go take a walk with the dog, smoke a cigar, and Eli's going to ride his bike. I'm like, great. I'm going to stay back. I'm going to get like a straight 20 minutes to myself. Fuck yeah. So, okay, here I go. I'm like on the couch, our new couch, by the way, which I was like highly enjoying by myself. Our older one went out to his friends. I'm like, fuck yeah. Fucking empty house. I'm watching 90 Day Fiance by my motherfucking self. Okay. 4 minutes later, they come back. Great. These fucking idiots are back already. So much for the walk. I don't know what happened. I don't know where you guys went.
No, we were gone for, well, over 20 minutes.
I'll check it. It definitely wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Because I had no enjoyment there. But anyways, so they came back. There's a knock on the door. I see it's Eli. He's like, Mom. I'm like, go to the garage. I'm literally like, you know, ass in the fucking corner of the couch, like in a really cozy position. So I was like, go to the garage. I knew like they went for a bike ride, so he had his bike. I'm like, go to the garage. You have to put the, you know, bike away anyway.
Well, the reason I had something that was because he couldn't ride his bike down a steep hill. So this kid literally fucking drops the bike and just starts walking. I was like, bro, I'm sitting here with a cigar. I got the dog on my hand. I go, here, take the dog. I'll take your bike, but take the dog into the front door. Give him a treat.
That's my little short round.
And yeah, and then I'm like, and I'll take the bike to the garage. Now the next event that ensued was he knocks on the door.
What's ensued?
It's coming up, like the next thing that happens.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never heard that.
So he knocks on the door.
The next thing that ensued.
He jiggles the handle. It's locked. He's like, Mom, open me the door.
and I was like, no, go to the garage.
Yeah.
And he said, okay. And I guess he had the, you know, he had the leash. He was walking our dog, Chucky. He went down the one step from the stoop. And then all of a sudden, he like rolled down the hill.
He tangled. The dog went flying up in the air. He goes down almost all the way down the hill. I come jetting because I was like, oh shit.
I wouldn't call it a jet because if you look at the video, it was really funny.
If we had
I saw Eli's face and he was like, because he goes, I think little Eli said, ouch. And then I saw him and he looked and he was like, and his face, like he didn't say it, but I could tell in his face, he was like, what the fuck? And then so he turned around, put the bike down slowly, like, you know, with no...
No, I froze for a second, then I seen that he was still moving body parts.
There was no urgency there.
And then he followed up
so there was no jetting, but he did walk over and he was like, what the fuck is that going on? Pick him up or whatever. But Eli's legs, and some of you guys aren't on YouTube, his legs were literally up in the air like this. Like he wouldn't get up. He was frozen for a second, but he straight up rolled down the hill. And I shit you not, I literally have still been watching this video today and people are still messaging me like cracking up and I cannot, like it was so funny. Like it literally happened in slow-mo even without you adding slow-mo to it.
It was hilarious. Well then yeah,
it was hilarious.
Eli's first thing was he slightly after that he got scared, he yells, oh, it was Cutchy, I tripped over. He calls our dog Chucky Cutchy.
He said Chucky tripped me and I'm like, what?
Yeah. And then I was like, and again, and I'm so thinking because he's like frozen, and I'm like, babe, I'm like, this wouldn't have happened if you would have opened the door.
Yeah, and I was like, the fuck. And then I get a message, and he was like, see what happens since you didn't open the door. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, press play. I'm like, oh my god, I was crying.
Yeah, I took the clip from our doorbell, and yeah, then it just became a thing we laughed after. He found it more funny for himself, hearing the oh no. He
literally said it to everyone immediately. He heard me add it to it.
Yeah, my mom
he saw me.
My mom's like, oh my god.
And he was like laughing because he loves that little TikTok oh no song. So he's been listening to it all morning too. Martin found a full version for him, so he's been listening to it all morning too. But anyway, so he's like, Mom, send it to me. So I sent him the video. He sent to all his grandparents. And was just like so
people
excited.
were hitting me up. They're like, oh, you're bogus for that. Oh, you shouldn't, you know, whatever. I'm like, you know what? It's those moments that you can't catch in your cell phone because your cell phone's in your pocket. So thank God I have cameras.
Fuck yeah, that's the best. Listen, like when I look at my parents' like old albums, they did the same shit but with a regular ass camera. So I don't know. Like there's one picture of me where I had my whole snowsuit on, the whole shit, and I was literally face down in the snow because I fell, obviously. And they had a picture of it. So who knows how long my face was sitting in the snow.
Well, because they got behind the cape and then had everything and go poof.
Yeah, because you know my dad had all like the fancy cameras back in the day, so there was like a whole setup there. He went inside the house,
leave her face down,
put on the fucking lens, took the picture. You know what I mean? There's a lot. So you know, You came with more urgency than that, you know, to the rescue. So
it's
whatever.
funny, you know, real quick on that thing. It's funny because during this past winter, there was a mom that threw her kid in the snow and like took a video of it.
Oh yeah.
And people went nuts. I can imagine.
People were losing their shit over that.
I can imagine that photo surfacing circa the 80s, which is
as if she was the worst mom in the world.
And you were face down. Yeah, this little baby was like, ha, you know, and it's crazy.
People are nuts.
That's what it made me think of when you said that. You know, it's when you're young and the shit that our parents do and the stuff that they record. And I kind of remember cameras here and there. I remember like my uncle having a video camera and recording. And the thing with him was he wanted to be like, granted, it's a man that was already in his 30s, 40s, and now he was trying to get into video filming and production. Because he was working at another job, which, you know, it's one of those things of like, as I'm thinking about it, it's like, I guess there's never a too late. Spoiler alert, he never got into video production, never did any of it. But he had kept all that equipment, and I used to always be annoying and block it when he would record at family parties. And, you know, it's crazy, you know, even now thinking about that, it's like us as young, and then when you get older... We get
to catch every moment now with the stuff that we have.
Yeah, there's so many ways to capture it.
Now it's like, before, you literally had to be like, okay, we're going to film this, like, birthday party. But then, like, what about all those other moments, like, in between, prior to that? Like, you can't just, like, take out your cell phone and be like, ha, we got it, you know?
Back then, if you had a full-on heavy-duty camera, like, you had some dough, like I said. And I remember him wanting to get into that. And
I guess my dad had dough.
He had Polaroids from the 40s.
I don't know where he got dough from. I'm not going to ask.
To this day, he dropped some ducats on another camera. And he's like, yeah, it does this, and the Wi-Fi's to my phone, but
you won't know how to use it.
But your dad had a stint where he did do photography.
He did.
You know, and
he loves it. He has a lot of photos.
He does, and he was into that type of stuff, and it made me wonder. Like, now that I'm thinking about this right now, it's like, you know, when you're young, what you're into versus when you get older, what you do get into, and then when you're older and you do have the access to that money.
Oh my God.
And you want to throw money towards those hobbies that you wanted to become a job.
The changes, I mean, is like from, you know, how your mind is when you're younger and you're like, have that first job that you say you're going to do, like, I want to be this when I grow up. And then eventually it changes. I think when I was young, and the first thing I said I wanted to be, I believe, was like a marine biologist or a veterinarian. Obviously animals, because
most girls choose veterinarian. That's like a go-to. Like,
because we love animals, and you see the puppies until you get older and you realize you do take care of, you know, a lot of different animals, get to see a lot of different animals, but then you have to do all the really sad things too.
Yeah.
And I personally can't. And it was the same thing, because I know at one point I was like, oh, I think I want to be like in forensics and do all this stuff, because I was interested in like mysteries and things like that, which I still am to this day. But like, again, I can't stomach all that other weird shit that you have to deal with. Like, there's so many different things with each job that, you know, you're just clueless to when you're younger.
Yeah, or I mean, to take it back to the veterinarian thing, yeah, I mean, you could be nice to the dogs, take care of them, heal them, whatever, but you also got to remember when it comes time, when they're sick, to put them down. You just can't check out and be like, I signed this for this, sign up for that.
That's what I'm saying. You have to do the sad stuff too, and that's definitely not for everyone.
I don't know. I think I went through like, there was definitely consistency in what I wanted to do career-wise as a kid. Like, I was always, you know, like policing was one of the big things that I always was interested in, like lawyer. Like, I've always loved, when I was younger, I liked lawyer-type movies, and I love police, cop, detective type movies, as well as DJing. You know, like, music to me was like a big thing, like listening to it every Friday night.
I don't see you as a lawyer, because you're just not like the argumentative type.
No, I mean, I got the yearbook proof, and I took
Maybe
a law class.
Maybe that's that, but like, you're just not a confrontational person or like an argumentative person. Like, I don't.
No, I was like, because the specific pictures in our yearbook, I won a case where it was actually a woman who killed her husband and claimed battered woman syndrome. Mm-hmm. And like, in every period out of 9 periods for that school, mine was the only period the one everybody was guilty. I got a 9 guilty verdict. And I had to do all my research, had to do all my stuff, and my law teacher, shout out to Mr. Dempsey, he ended up giving me a recommendation for law school, which that was that fork in the road where I was like, because you have to have the recommendation you fill out for schools, but I decided to pursue music. I was like, at the same time,
I don't know, I guess maybe I can see it in some aspect, because like, you just know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. And I feel like, even if you're not, I guess if you're not even so much an argumentative person, you can still be a lawyer because you just have to be very
knowledgeable
smart
of the case, what's going on, the
and
situation
like
that's at hand,
and tactical about how you speak to different things. And I think you are able to speak to a lot of different things, whether it's I don't know, like I just feel like every time we talk about something, you know so much about anything, and it like amazes me. So maybe you could be.
Yeah, but I mean, again, those
didn't happen, obviously.
It didn't happen, obviously. Those are things that changed. Obviously, the music route went for the music route, which still goes to this day, not at the level that, in my mind, that I thought I wanted it to be at, because with music, it's always hit and miss. You know, it's a hot and cold type of career. So what I obviously do now, my regular 9 to 5, if you would have asked me, not even 5 years ago what I'd be doing, I would have never considered it. But you know, I'm doing what I do now as a project coordinator, which is cool. But you know, still, do I feel is it the end all be all? No. But it's, you know, as a young kid, like, we try to motivate our kids to get into stuff they want, and I'm extra supportive of whatever they want to get into, because like my dad did the same thing to me and my brother. He's like, no, you're not. My brother wanted to do art and I was going to do music. He was unsupportive of it, you know. And it's like, sometimes you need that extra support. Granted, I still did what I did musically and kept things pushing, but that's why I go ahead and make it a point to even push our kids, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to come up to me and say, hey, something that may seem crazy, you can do it. Go ahead, you could have it.
Yeah, I mean, Martin's been doing, our eldest has been doing a lot of college projects, and I've been on his ass about it, because to me it's really important, and he's not taking it as of anything important. But anyways, you know, I think
which I take offense to, because I'm like, man, this is your moment to talk about something you love. Like,
but it's, you know. Right, and whether he does whatever he's talking about now in the future or not, I think it's just important, because like, you have to know the options out there, and I don't feel that I necessarily did all that work before. And I think that it still changes, because like, I went to school for art and I loved what I did. I went to school for art. I finished up at the Art Institute. I did design for, I think, like over a decade. But you know, even then, you know, you go to these colleges and they show you this grand big picture, obviously, you know, and everyone who goes into design, I think anyways, you know, you see this picture of like, when I, you know, graduate, I'm going to work in this like really cool agency that has all this cool shit. Like, you know, like you're working at Google design firm or some shit like that. Like, it's just like,
that on beanbags.
Yeah, like that's what you picture. Little do you know, like, it's not like that in all places. Like, I've, you know, soon found out like maybe those little marketing places don't pay as much. They don't have as good benefits. But then, you know, you go to a corporate place, and as an artsy person, you know, when you look a certain way or you think a certain way, or you know, or you work a certain way, don't necessarily fit into that corporate atmosphere either. So then again, like, it changes. Like now, for those who don't know, I work for our family business. It's a business I think I know that I never thought I'd see myself into.
You had the opposite, where it was like, you went to school for what you wanted to do, you did it.
Yeah.
And then what you thought you
I literally had no plans of joining the family business. None whatsoever. I was not interested whatsoever in any part of it. So here I am in it now, and I love it, and but I never thought I would get here. You know what I mean? So it went from, you know, marine biologist, veterinarian, to fucking, you know, art school, to family business. You just don't know where you're going to end up and where you're going to be successful, and it's ever changing. I don't think anyone should think like, oh, I went to college for this, so it stops at that. You know what I mean? You know,
it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes you wish universities and colleges would be way more upfront with you with certain expectations that they should have, which I think is something that's
especially with all the money that you spend.
Yeah, because you go in there, even like when I went back to school later on in life to go for radio, it was like they painted all this, like you could do this and you could do that. And once I signed up, I found out these internship hours I needed were during the day, but I'm like, but I got 9 to 5. Like, I'm not, you know, 18 years old that I lived at home. Like, I have a home. Like, so it became a little bit difficult there. And then obviously
they should be honest as to people who are like you, who are older with a family, and honest to people who are like 17.
No, they just want the money. They're like, here, give me the shit. Let's do what we got to do. And it's one of those things that
I think that's only fair.
No, and it's the same thing with like when you got sports athletes that go to college and then they're playing in all these big bowl games and stuff, but then like they said statistically like 2% of them really make it to the big leagues. The rest just kind of flutter and go about their life. So yeah, sometimes you just want some transparency, and you know, they don't give it to you, and that is what it is. But I'll tell you something that has transparency.
What? Please
Manscaped
tell me.
has transparency and is always 100% upfront with you guys. That's right. Support for Bona Fide Bullshit, the podcast, is brought to you by Manscaped. Who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming? Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. We have an exclusive offer for our listeners. 20% off plus free shipping with the code BONA at manscaped.com. Once again, that's 20% plus free shipping with promo code BONA at manscaped.com.
Your balls will very much thank you guys.
They will thank you very much. If you guys have not checked out the Lawnmower 3.0, the baddest, newest bad boy on the block.
With the light.
With the light. With the nice little stand that charges it, the whole nine. I love mines. I use mines.
You guys, basically it's an LED light, like the ring light. So when you're shaving down there, shit's looking fresh.
I mean, the blades are already real good, safe. They're not nicking you when you're shaving down there. So now you got a little guided light that leads you down there.
It didn't even nick me when you put it to my face mustache.
Yeah, it didn't. It's that technology that they use is definitely accurate as fuck. I love it. Amongst the ear trimmer that I just had to use yesterday morning, I'm cleaning up my ears.
Yeah, I heard it. I was like changing. I went like this. What the fuck is he doing?
Yeah,
well, I gotta shove it up his nose. He needs to.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, because now at my age, hair lately has been growing. Like I trim it today, and probably next Sunday I'm gonna have to be fucking trimming it again. Jesus. Like it just grows in fucking bunches. But Manscaped takes care of me. They'll take care of you. So you guys make sure you go over to manscaped.com. Check them out. Because they're transparent as fuck, and they're right up front with you with what they offer. And take advantage of that 20% off. And Angelica's favorite.
Free shipping.
Free shipping.
Free shipping is life. So yeah, you really have to take care of yourself. You know? As you get older, you have to take care of yourself. Speaking of taking care of yourself as you get older, DMX. It's crazy.
That is. They're holding a visual for him tonight. You know,
there?
Yeah, at his prayer visual, I should say.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's basically in a vegetative state, and they're just getting everybody to just kind of bring those positive vibes, bring up that energy. You know, he was a very holy man. I was able to.
But what happened?
It was a drug overdose. He's someone.
But like, what drugs? Like, what was he like? Is he known to be doing these kind of drugs?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know much.
The time I met him, he was on something and wouldn't come out of a hotel room. That was a whole nother thing that's going on there. But I tell you, when he's not on it, when we hung out another time, we all hung out together. Shout out to my boy Nonstop, who's his official DJ. Nonstop's a gentleman that I learned a lot of DJing skills from. The heavy hitter DJ Nonstop represented Chicago. Like I said, that's my big brother. He's his official DJ. Plus he hypes for him too. And when we all hung around and DMX does these awesome prayer circles, it don't even matter. Like, you're a new face to the group. He brings everybody in and he wants to say a prayer. And you feel that with your heart. Like, you feel like his heart retouching your heart. And you just got a situation with a gentleman that's...
But what kind of demons is he battling? Yeah.
I mean, if you listen to
we're like thinking the same thing. But what kind of demons was he battling that he's doing all these drugs?
Day,
like, that's crazy.
Just mentally, he has so much stuff going on. And when you hear a lot of his upbringing and the way things he went through with his mom and Yonkers and... I mean, he's just got, it's a kid that's been through a lot, a kid that turned into obviously a guy.
An adult who hasn't dealt with those issues.
And then you're going to go ahead and throw millions of dollars at him. You know what I mean? He was very popular doing, I mean, there was times when he was filming a movie with Aaliyah and Jet Li where...
Didn't we recently watch him on that one show? It's like a podcast, but...
yeah, Drink Champs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching him on Drink Champs. And you can see he was kind of sweating there and he's drinking or whatever and... when I saw him there, I thought he looked a little bit more chunkier. I'm like, man, maybe he laid off some of the shit because when he was at his peak of it, he was really thinned out. But yeah, you know, he's just one of those people that's musicians that in our lifetime that had an impact musically. At least for me, when I used to listen to him, like I felt like he spoke to me. Some of the shit he said was deep as fuck.
I always feel really
taken
like
away by drugs just like that.
Yeah, I always feel really sad when I hear these kind of things, drug overdoses, drug whatever, and celebrities particularly, because it's like you just don't know what's going through them, and it's like, as you know, people on the outside, you just look at them and you're like, God, they're so talented, they're so amazing, they have all this money, God, they're living their life, that's what I want, you know what I mean? But then you just find out later, you know, whether it's him or all the other celebrities that it's happened to, like, they have their demons too.
Yeah, everybody thinks that them getting a lot of money solves it.
They struggle just as much.
And to me, yeah, when you get a lot of
emotionally, financially, like they're lonely, even though they're surrounded by millions. Like, that's crazy, and that's, I think, you know, you see that, and you're just even more grateful. You know, every day, every Easter, every holiday that you're just here, and regardless of what we have or we don't have, or, you know, times being tough, like, we still have each other, and we're just like, we're healthy.
Well, and that's just a prime definition. Like I was gonna say, was money just doesn't solve the problem. Like I said, just because you give somebody a lot of money doesn't mean like, oh shit, all the problems are over. Now financially, their problems are over, but mentally, caring, because now you're gonna deal with people that didn't give a shit about you, so they give a shit about you. You're gonna deal with people wanting handouts, whether it's family, friends, so on and so forth. And then you got your own demons you're battling, and you have, like, whether it's what's her face that was a Disney kid and was into heroin, and Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
Like, she went through her fucking shit, was digging
like
her
so
bag.
many kids look up to her. She's on the Disney Channel.
Miley Cyrus.
She was beautiful and talented, and it has like such a good voice. And can you imagine all the little girls, the younger girls, teenagers or whatever, that are like, oh shit. You know, and that's like the kind of things, and you know,
it's even like some of my favorite
that the kids are growing up with.
Rock artists from the 70s. When the 70s, they're in the 80s of rock and roll bands, and then you're finding out, oh, he OD'd or they did this drug because they had access to this, and they needed stuff to keep them up because they're on the road.
It's like, been happening or even Elvis Presley. Like, I mean, it's been happening, and I guess it's just one of those things when you're famous and you're having everything handed to you. Everyone wants everything and wants to give you everything, wants to give them themselves. Your girls are throwing themselves at you, or guys, you know, and they're throwing every drug at you and every product, every whatever, and you're just like, before you know it, you're like, there's just so much going on, you don't even know how to handle it.
You don't. Everybody sees it for what it's worth when they're on the stage or they're doing the interview, but you don't see after. And I remember getting a little bit of taste of that when I was working with Mars and DJing from him, part of his record label, and hearing stories from him, even himself. And it's like, some of that times that schedule is crazy. Like, and I lived some of it where you're literally like, I'll start at a show, like you're setting up at a show, doing sound check 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, then you're hurrying up, and then you're trying to get some food in your system if you want to eat. I get butters in my stomach, and I couldn't eat. Then you do your performance, then you're on talking to people at the merchandise table, like you're on. Then it's like, when it's time to shut off, motherfuckers around your crew want to hang out, have people over, drink, talk, whatever, on the bus or the hotel. Then you're looking and you're already 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It's time for you to go to bed. Oh no, wait, we're still driving because we got to go to the next state. And then when you finally get rest, they're waking you up saying, hey, you got to get on sound check, you got to get on stage again. Like, it's a continuously thing that rolls, and if you're not mentally built for it, it can get you.
Who was the one we watched about the documentary about that too?
Avicii?
Avicii.
That's a hard
like that was sad. You know, and you know, there was a lot of behind the scenes on that documentary, and it was like, damn, you know, that's rough.
Again, someone wanted to make it, and then the late nights, and then they had that one thing they talked about, just chemically the imbalance that your brain could take,
like he was
being up
suffering.
late at night from DJing. Yeah. And I remember I thought that at one point because I'm doing nightclub stuff at night, which you're in the dark, and then when it's supposed to be the day and the light, you're supposed to be up and about, which I think in our relationship, when we were together, you did a pretty good job of letting me get a little bit of rest, so I get my body right. But you'd be like, hey, no, come on, it's Saturday, like, let's get up, let's do, like, hey, come on, it's Sunday, let's. Yeah. Where I, you know, wasn't a night hour where it's just all just in darkness, because it can consume you. So, praise up to X, man, to the dog. I hope everything goes well with him and he recovers and he gets back and kind of gets back to some consciousness.
And to everyone else struggling out there, like with all, you know, the mental issues going on today, and everyone's struggling, especially during the pandemic. I think a lot of, you know, mentally, physical problems just like arose. And I think it's just like important to like tap into those and don't let it, you know, just don't let it sink deep down in your soul and forget about it.
No, and I know most people sometimes lately, like the last year, they've been more aware where they're sharing mental awareness statuses and stuff like that. Totally. Numbers you can call, and this is no bullshit. You guys already know, for those of you who do hit us up in our inbox, we try to read the messages, whether it's her or I, or even on our personal pages. Reach out to us if you have something going on. If you might seem like a complete stranger and I've never met you physically in person, we don't mind if you want somebody to talk to, because that's it. Don't turn to drugs. Don't turn to something that you think is going to cope with it. You could reach out to either. We're both offering our services. Like, hey, you know, I had a guy recently, it was about almost a year ago, that reached out to me in the cigar community that just needed to get some shit off his chest. and I haven't met them in person. Now, through the pandemic, we couldn't meet up, and we're looking forward to meeting up together one day. But reach out. Like, if you just want to bullshit about anything, you want to talk about anything, you got something on your mind and you feel like you can't talk to certain people, we're willing to talk to you. We come bullshitting with you guys every week. We love to do it, and this is not where the buck stops here, just on Wednesdays. You can reach out to us at any moment.
Talking to people is my favorite. I love it. You want to talk, I'm here to talk. Legit, that's why I think I love like my job too. I get to talk to different people every single day. I love meeting people. I love hearing about you and your life or whatever the fuck you want to talk about. It's my favorite. So seriously, reach out and message us, comment, whatever you want to talk. I want to talk too. So,
well, folks, we don't want to end it. I don't want to say on a somber note. On a serious note, we know you guys.
No, but I'm just so grateful. Yeah. I'm grateful for our family, our health, and I truly wish the same for everyone. And I legit just want to be everyone's cheerleader because everyone deserves to have someone, behind them, rooting for them.
Regardless of where they look at you in the state of like where you are, you know what I mean? So make sure you guys reach out to us. Well, it has been another great episode 23 on our Chicago bullshit.
Holla
at us. Make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms. Make sure you check with us on Instagram at bonafide_BS.
And all the YouTubes that all the kids are doing these days.
Hit us up with them YouTube. Make sure you guys continue to click like, subscribe, and hit that
Bona Bell.
The Bona Bell. Yeah, that's right. We rebranded it. Or actually, she rebranded it.
I rebranded it.
To the Bona
It's a thing now.
Hit
the
that
Bona Bell.
So you get let our beautiful faces into your living room.
My beautiful face. It's okay. It's okay too.
It's double. That's one.
Till next week, bitches. Peace out.